Welcome everyone here. If you're Facebook Live, we're in Denver. Denver got a lot of snow last night, and so we're expecting about 5,000 people to be here today. But I appreciate that all 100,000 of you are watching on Facebook Live. So good. So there's a lot of things I want to cover in the next 4 hours, but I'll do it in 45 minutes, okay? This is I love this topic that I'm going to talk about towards the end. But the first thing I wanted to go over is basically, who am I? We're going to talk about vision today. And for the last 25 years, I've been helping people achieve that picture of health that they've had in their own mind. Or I've helped them to create a new picture because the old one wasn't working. But the holidays are coming up, and so I wanted to have you all come here today by having cookies. Because you're all like, great, cookie workshop, whatever, I'll just pass. I'm like, no. These cookies are food. And so let me explain this to you. You go to a store, you read the label, it says fat-free, make you healthy, make you skinny, right? It smells like food, it tastes like food, but there's a bunch of chemicals in it to make it taste and look like food. And when you put it in your body, it has basically the nutritional value of a candle, right? If I had a candle of an apple right here, and they put chemicals in it that gave off a scent of a nice, green Granny Smith apple, and it looked like it, it smelled like it, and maybe we put dip it in apple juice, it tastes like it, but when I ate it, what would my body say? Wasn't food, right? So now let's change it the other way. There's cookies over there. Well, that's dessert. That's sugar. I can't have that, right? Because that could not help me. But it's the reverse. No, it looks like a cookie. It's been made with real ingredients that are food, so that when you eat it, your body's like, hey, I like this. And I don't have to eat the whole bag either. Okay, I can have a few. I have a healing effect from it, and so I'm happy. And so if you're watching on Facebook, we have a list of amazing cookies and treats over here. We have sugar cookies, we have almond joy cookies, we have chocolate chip cookies, we have ketogenic snickerdoodles, right? This is Grant's specialty, okay? We have faux oatmeal cookies, chocolate almond protein bars, key lime cupcakes. Did you make those again? No? Okay. Protein packed brownies. Leah's sad if you did not. Mixed sweet nuts. Okay, no bake, sugar, almond fudge, and peanut butter pie. So these folks you see here are dedicated dessert lovers because they've risked life and limb driving through the snow to get here. So if you want a copy of this, just message me and we'll send you the PDF on that. And if all of you have your copies here, so you can be the hit of all your parties now, just whip this up and they will love you and they'll invite you back again. So, but this is food that you're eating. So now you're not necessarily going to get grumpy and get belligerent like I would if I had a whole box of pecan sandies, right? Keebler ones. But if I eat this, I'm happy, okay? So that's what I do. I travel the world helping people. Today's about helping you get better and get healthy. And again, why do we do this? Why do I have you find healthy cookies? So I can put an end to unnecessary suffering in your life. And again, understand that I have been serving people for the last 25 years personally, helping them find ways to live that puts an end to unnecessary suffering, but also helps you get better and get healthy. Because getting healthy is not about starving yourself. It's not about stop living and just eat granola, right? Or what was that cereal back in the 70s?
Coffee? Grape nuts.
Grape nuts, oh yeah. Yeah, like what is this stuff? I've had tree bark that tastes better, right? Okay. So this is about you learning how to live and still be cool when you go to parties because you have cookies, right? And how to really have fun. And chiropractic's been doing this and helping people be healthy for over 121 years. So we've been around helping people be healthy, finding ways to make desserts that are life-giving, finding ways to make food that's life-giving. I mean, you right now are doing bone broth, which is good. Your grandmother knew about bone broth, 100 years ago. But now we put a little coffee in it and made it cooler, right? So it's your grandma's bone broth cooler because it tastes like coffee, right? And again, if any of you here today aren't patients yet, then let's make sure that we make sure that happens for you today. If anybody you living locally within a 100-mile range of this office, you can be here too. But just come in, message us, and we'll show you how you can find us out. Come in and get your nerve system checked, because that's where all healing starts, is with your nerve system. Okay, everybody say nerve system. Nerve system. Good, everybody say kombucha. Kombucha. Good, that's just from last time. I still like that word, all right. So, what if you do go to a party, and they hold you down, they open your mouth, and they just shove all those cookies made with flour and all kinds of stuff inside your mouth, and you have to eat gluten. God forbid you have to eat gluten in 2016, right? Well, Julie actually shared and said, could you please talk on this? So I used this. It's from Dr. Amy Myers, MD, who has a few books on there, how to be gluten-free. Because here's the problem. When you put normal flour in your body, it has a negative effect. It's really not food. The minute it's milled, it starts to go rancid. So it's like anything that's food has a shelf life of about 30 days max. So you want your food in your house to go rotten after 30 days. You don't want it to be there after 30 days. Because if it is, guess what? It's not food. It may look like food, it may taste like food, but it's not food. And so the problem with today's flours and things that we use for baking is you've bought a box of Oreos right now. You could put them up in your cabin, right? And they'll be fine for the next 5 to 10 years if it stays sealed, right? The Twinkies are 30 years, right? So, and even better, stale. So they're really not food. So we've come up with ways to find grain, whether it's almond flour, whether it's coconut flour, to make things gluten-free, because the way gluten is today, it has a negative effect on our bodies. Make sense? So what can you do to get gluten out of your system? And so, and let me just back up a little bit, because I get ahead of myself, because I've already seen the talk, you haven't. That gluten can have, so if you're like, well, I don't know if I have gluten intolerant. I don't know. Well, if you have something that's either has gluten in it, right, and everything does to a certain extent, but mostly cookies, pastas, pastas can have gluten, just grains in general, right, okay? Then if I have brain fog, I have diarrhea, constipation, headaches, rash, weakness, joint pain, swelling, vomiting, and fatigue, then that ingredient in that cookie or in that grain is triggering something inside your body, and it's not happy. So as an expression of that, you get to throw up, or you get swelling in your joints. So we want to eliminate that from your life. And again, it can wreak havoc, can cause an autoimmune disease to flare up. And again, if you want to know what that's all about, we did an hour talk in 2 hours. We were so good last time, right? About healthy tummy, happy life. And literally, it also can attack your thyroid, those who have thyroid issues. That an ingredient and something you would buy in a store or eat at a party can actually cause an attack on your body. So that's why we're doing all this, and we have the recipes so you know how to eat things that don't attack your body. So what can you do? First of all, the more quickly you can get the gluten out of your system, the better you'll feel. And so what she said, that you can use digestive enzymes, and we have digestive enzymes with the Max GI, because when you do the digestive enzymes and you put them into your tummy, they go to work at eating up all the junk. They have a healing effect that will heal your gut, start undoing the destruction process that the gluten's causing, and calm things down. Another thing is binding agents like activated charcoal. Now, activated charcoal is ick, exactly. And if you get it all on your lips and stuff, then it's horrible. It's very messy. But if you're in Mexico or you're getting Montezuma's revenge, activated charcoal is your best friend, because it'll get in there and it'll stop everything. And we do mean everything, right? And if you don't drink enough water, everything shuts down. And so we've seen when times people have diarrhea, their body is totally going crazy on them. We use activated charcoal at times. They have it at Vitamin Cottage, things like that. It's just black charcoal in a capsule, and depending on who you are, you can take too much, so be careful, right? But it's a binding agent. It grabs it all up, and then it pulls it out and throws it in the toilet, okay? And then hydration, you have to drink water. So if you're dehydrated, if you're dried out, water, you can take a pinch of sea salt in the water. That'll help you hydrate to kind of flush things out. You can also use coconut water to help flush things out. Again, we want to get the bowels, get the stuff out, and get it moving into the toilet as soon as possible. That's step one. Again, Max GI is really good. We use this to help our digestive system be healthy It has clove and thyme and oregano. Is it thyme or thyme? Help me out here. Thyme, okay. So again, in my English world, you sound it out. T-I-M-E. Who stuck an H in there, right? Okay. So lysozyme, bacillus, and potassium gluconate, okay? Number 2, decrease inflammation in order to heal your gut as soon as possible. So again, how do you decrease inflammation? Well, you can use omega-3 fatty acids. Fish oils help. Ginger helps in the form of ginger tea. Turmeric is a great friend to you. And again, that's why we have in our office, whether it's the omega-3, 6s, and 9s, we have the daily defense. So when you're taking your nutritional protocols, realize you're already working on those things, okay? You're working on turmeric. You have an anti-inflammatory effect. We'll talk about the bone broth now we carry that has turmeric in it. It has a shrinking of the inflammation effect on your body, which helps shrink pain. Naturally, if your body's in trouble, you want inflammation. The blood's going to that area. There's healing in the blood. It helps your body heal, all right? And again, Optimal Omega is what we use to help shrink inflammation if we've had too much gluten in our system. Daily Defense, it has curcumin, which is a byproduct of turmeric. It works really, really well. And everything today is 15% off if you choose to get it today, okay? And the last thing about detoxing your body from gluten is to heal your gut, to keep your immune system to keep your system functioning optimally. So probiotics are important. L-glutamine is important. And bone broth is very good on the anti-inflammatory spectrum. So there's things that we teach here in our offices. If you do on Saturday mornings, if you do nutritional testing with me, the applied kinesiology, we're finding that. Do you need something to have an anti-inflammatory effect on your joints, on your body, on your gut, on your organs? If you look at Time magazine, inflammation is the precursor to everything, whether it's a heart attack, whether it's diabetes, whether it's Alzheimer's, whether it's cancer. All the things you don't want all start as inflammation. So we want to make sure that every day we're doing something to have an anti-inflammatory effect on our body. So that's why I like keeping the gut healthy. That's why I like what the fish oils do for us. That's why I like the turmeric and the Daily Defense. It gives my body what it needs so that my body can begin the healing process of healing things. These don't heal, okay? These give my body what it needs so that my power inside my body can go to work, okay? And then let's jump in now to bone broth, because it's kind of a new topic. So I've been using bone broth for probably the last year. I read about it from a medical doctor who had severe case of MS and was wheelchair bound and really brought herself back to health using the principles that I've been teaching for a very long time. And so I looked at it, and she was a devout vegetarian. You know, meat was evil, but now she picks the cartilage right off the bone like she swore she never did when she saw her grandmother do it, right? Because she found out there was healing in that cartilage. There's healing in the bone, in the marrow, in that. Now, when it comes to bone broth, I haven't done it, but you can go and get a beef bone or a buffalo bone or a chicken bones or the carcass from your turkey, and you can boil it down, but it takes sometimes 12 to 24. Some people told me 48 hours to really do it right. Well, I don't have that time, right, to keep the crock pot on and watch it, and I've left fire on for a long time, and I'm not good, not safe. So Dr. Axe, who is a friend of mine, developed a product that's actually bone broth in powdered form. And the nice thing is that when you put this in your body, it has an anti-inflammatory effect like bone broth does, right? And it helps your gut and immune system be healthy. It helps your joints and muscles be healthy. Helps your skin, hair, and nails. Again, helps your skin, hair, right? I started drinking this stuff, all of a sudden, it just jumped out on me, right? And your nails, and your metabolism, and a healthy weight. So again, something sipping on a daily basis just to be healthy, just to have an anti-inflammatory effect that'll bring healing to your gut, which prevents all the things you don't want to have. Skin, hair, and nails, how about that, right? Okay? And metabolism and a healthy weight. So it's good for you. It's good for you. And again, don't take my word for it, right? Okay? Brand matters, so Gwyneth Paltrow, she likes it. It's Winter's Miracle Detox. Kobe Bryant, he's been doing it for a while. It's good food, good energy, good healing, right? It was even on the Today Show. There you are, right? Okay? It's paleo friendly. If anybody's familiar with the GAPS diet, what that is, it's a version of what we teach as far as the advanced plan, okay? And again, Salma Hayek and then bone broth cafes. You now see bone broth cafes popping up. You go through Whole Foods, and there's a lady there selling broth. And I was like, cool. It's like kind of like the in thing. Now it's like, okay, everybody knows about bone broth. But how can you make it simple and easy? Who has 48 hours to cook it up, right? I don't, okay? So here's why I like this version, okay? 1 scoop of bone broth protein powder is about $2.25 per serving and about 1 to 5 minutes of work. However long it takes to heat up the water and put. Now, don't put your hot water. If you're heating up your water right now in the microwave, you're killing your water and you're hurting yourself, okay? Someone said, I bought a new microwave. I said, what for? Well, I only heat up water in it. I said, you know, they did research where they watered plants with normal water, and they watered plants with water that had been put in a microwave, and the plants that were put, the water in the microwave water, died. So it's not the same. That you're changing the molecular. So hot water, get what I call Canadian teapot affectionately. It's a plate with a cord. You fill it with water, you sit down and hit the button, it's done in 5 minutes. Faster than toast. It comes out hot, right? Okay? Or your coffee pot, you can run it through there and how it works, okay? Or put it on the kettle, right? But it takes 1 to 5 minutes of work. Versus making your own, it's about $5.50 per serving and 12 to 48 hours of work. And you can add 12 ounces of water to this and you get the same, okay? And so then cost, because again, it has to be cost effective, right? Is literally, I've talked about this in the last workshop, the Kettle and Fire bone beef broth. I like it, but this makes me about 2 cups. When I use this, I'll pour about half of it, it's like 1/3 of the cup, okay, in here of bone broth. And then I personally, in this product, add hot water, and now I have a tea, and I sip it. That's how you do it. This one here, when you do the scoop, is about 11 cents per serving, where this is $1 per serving. So I'm into saving money. You can get healthy, but you don't have to go broke in the process, okay? So that's why I like the bone broth protein from Ancient Nutrition. And again, it saves you time, super cost effective, 20 grams of protein per serving, plus the bone broth cofactors. So you're getting your protein and the bone broth magic, if you would, grandma's magic, all in 1 scoop, okay? And again, it's truly superior protein, gut, paleo, and diet friendly, and it's Ancient Nutrition, which means it's been around. And if you're not in the office here, we have coffee and turmeric flavor, but there is banana cream, there is cinnamon apple, there's a greens, there's just a vanilla, there's a chocolate, and there's a pure. So it's in there, but I'm not gonna carry all of that. You can go online and check that out for yourself. I just know I just use what I only can sell what I use. I haven't used any of the other stuff. So I have to import before I can export, okay? And again, team, there's your sign. Please grab the books for everybody here present. I have a gift for each of you, Merry Christmas early, that there's a book that Dr. Axe wrote that goes right along. It's called Bone Broth Breakthroughs. And so in this is a 3-day cleanse. In this is a 7-day cleanse. In this is a 30-day transformation cleanse. So I thought, if you're going to weather the storm, I'm going to go ahead and give you all a book to enjoy. It's got 50 plus nourishing recipes in it of how to use it, how to enjoy it, and again, what's life all about if you don't have one more book in your house, right? But there's some good stuff and good pictures in here. And so I wanted to bless you with it and show you for showing up. So Merry Christmas. There you go. Okay?
Thank you.
So again, I like it. I've been using it. We see good results with it. Just my joints don't ache. I'm not as tired. My back doesn't hurt from being here all day. There's a lot of things we do, and it's fun. Okay? So that's your bone broth. That's why we use it. You can sample it. You can have fun. You can detox yourself from the gluten. You have these recipes now. You can still be cool, still get healthy, still lose weight. Okay? Now, let's talk about vision now, okay? Everybody take their hand like this, and let's change the channel. Click, okay, click, good. Because it's very hard to get you to make cookies. It's very hard to get you to change and drink bone broth. It's very hard to get you or to get me to do anything consistently if you don't have the right vision. And when I say vision, okay, everybody close your eyes right now. Just close your eyes for a minute. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Let it all out. Okay? Close your eyes. Just focus for a second. Now, what I want you to do, when I'm going to count to 3, I want you to picture, I want you to imagine on a sheet of paper, you. When I say you, keep your eyes closed, I'm saying your life, the first thing that comes to your mind, okay? Your dominant picture of yourself in 3. 1, 2, 3. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed. Look at that picture. Is it drawn with a pencil? Is it drawn with a crayon? Is it a photograph? Is it a picture of just you? Is it a picture of your family? Keep your eyes closed. Are you not even in the picture, but it's something at work or your family or your dog that you live for? What is the dominant picture of your life, of you, your future? Okay, open your eyes. What did you see?
Pig pen.
Pig pen? Pig pen like in Charlie Brown, pig pen? Okay. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Did you like what you saw? Would you like to improve what you saw? Were you even aware that you had a picture of yourself? Okay? Subconsciously, I'm here to tell you without going any longer that's if that picture wasn't what you wanted or what you didn't like, that's what's sabotaging you. We can't change your life unless you change your picture. And you may lose 10 pounds and feel really good, but not change the picture. So guess what? You go back to that picture. So it's really hard to make consistent life changes unless I can help you change the channel, change the picture first. Because once you change your picture, then it gets really easy. Okay, it gets really easy, and you'll hear me as I expand on this in a minute. But you have to change the picture. So I'm into making champions, but I can't do it for you, but I can give you everything you need, right? That's all I do. It's why this is all I'm about you becoming the person God created you to be, okay? But I got to give you a new picture or get you to help you change your picture of what's possible, And again, we've been doing this for 25 years, for 121 years. We've given people hope that it can get better. You can heal, because what picture do you get out there when you watch TV? What picture do you get when you're on Facebook? All your other friends' lives are perfect. And look at their pictures and all their highlight reels, right? And your life just, it's even worse. We call it social stress. You should not get on Facebook 20 minutes before you go to bed. You depress, you go to bed, you have nightmares about how your life stinks and everybody else is perfect, right? Don't do that. But literally, that's what we're trying to do, is give you a better hope. And so I've been to 2 Olympics. Again, what are the Olympics? It's the accumulation of people's dreams, right? So helping Jesse, helping our team, our athletes win dreams. Go and have fun, right? Because that's their picture they have of their life. So here's just a few pictures of me helping people achieve their dreams. Whether it's Kayla gold medals, the Rapids winning the championships, Apollo Ono envying my hair, whatever it is, okay? Ha, ha, ha. Saw Mr. TJ last night. He'll be fighting on December 30th, right? Again, all these people are trying to achieve their dreams and goals, and they see that what I do as a benefit to that, okay? Again, the Olympians we hung out with, again, they all want, what pictures do they have of themselves when they close their mind, when they close their eyes? What picture do you think they have? Winner. Stand on the podium. Gold medal around their neck, right? And their coaches and their trainers and their sports psychologists have trained them that if you want to win a gold medal, then you better have a picture of you winning that gold medal, because it's going to be very difficult to get you to believe you can win it if you can't see it. If you can't see that picture, if you can't change that picture, and again, I get it. Well, Dr. Joe, if I really draw the picture of what I want, I'm kind of lying to myself. There's no way. It's like almost like just make believe, pretend, right? I'm a champion. And inside that voice says, no, you're not. So am I really lying to myself? No. You're just choosing to set a course or a new course or a better course for yourself. So it's okay to be big and to dream big, okay? There's nothing wrong with that, because I'm going to tell you, the end of the story says, listen, God put that desire in your heart to begin with. God told you and showed you who you can be. God even gave you that original picture. Now, you may not believe in God right now, but that's okay. He believes in you. And He won't leave you alone. He'll keep showing you those pictures, right? And so again, draw your life. We just did that. Did you see a picture like this? Or did you see a picture like that? Okay? Was it a happy or is it a sad picture, right? Okay? And I would encourage you, not right now, but to go home and take some time, take a week, take a month, take a year if you have to. It may take that long for you to get a really good picture of your life, right? And if you don't have a good picture, then talk to your family, talk to your spouse. Let's begin creating one for yourself. Let's start working on you and trusting others. So again, I want you to watch this. Let's see if Scott and I got this figured out. Let's see, Scott. Oh, you're a genius, Scott. So just watch this, because again, it's not what I say about you, and it's not so much what you say about you. It's what a higher authority has already called you to. And really, it's about fixing your believer to where you're going to believe that you're really the person that God says you are. That you have value no matter what. You have value no matter what. In spite of you, you have value. That's the whole point. In spite of me, I have value. So watch this. This is really cool. I like this.
There's a lot of you out there today who are dealing with issues of self-worth. You don't feel very good about yourself simply because of the things you've been through, things that you've done, and the things that have been done to you. Well, what if I offered you this $20 bill? Would you take it? Chances are you would. But before I give it to you, I got to offer a warning. Because while this $20 bill could be used for a lot of good, chances are it's seen a lot of bad. This $20 bill could think and had a mind. It might have a bad conscience. Maybe it's been used to do drugs. Maybe it's been used to buy drugs. Maybe a drug deal went bad and somebody died over this. In fact, maybe it was used to fund a terrorist organization. Perhaps it's been used for impure things like the purchase of a prostitute. Any number of things could have been done with this $20 bill. Do you still want it? Of course you do, because no matter what's been done to it or with it, it's still worth 20 bucks. Maybe I can take it today and rip it and scar it and put marks on it that are just simply unfair and unsightly. You still want it? Of course you do, because an authority higher than us gave it its value and nothing can take it away. Same with you. No matter what you've been through, no matter what you've done, you still have worth. It's built into you, and you need to remember that. There are things that I wish I could go back in time and redo, undo, and just never do at all, but I can't. And even though I'm reminded every day by many folks, and even by my own conscience and heart, that I did them, I still have to remind myself that something with greater authority than me, and even bigger than my own actions, gave me a self-worth. I'm going to live by that. I'm going to choose to remind myself of that every day, and I hope you'll do the exact same thing. Want this $20? No, it's mine, because it's worth $20, and it's mine. Love y'all. God bless.
So when you walk in here and you hear these things come out of my mouth that seem foreign to you, I'm always speaking from the value that was placed on you, not just the day you were born, but from the time God thought about you. That's my job is to remind you of that. They always remind you of that. And no matter what you say about yourself, no matter how you've been scarred or marked, whatever, it doesn't change your value. You're still worth. And if I can help you understand that you have value, that it's your worth, take good care of yourself, to be around for yourself, to be around for your family, to be around for others, to be a blessing, to be who God called you to be, then that gets easy once you understand what your value is. That's important. So vision and pictures for your life, understanding first of all, it's your value. It's not what you think or what others have said about you that maybe devalued you. You're not a car. Car is brand new, right? Brand new baby, right? The value never changes. You buy a brand new car, the minute you take it off the lot, the value goes down. We're not cars. We're people created in the image of God. And this vision talk is to help give you the vision, help you see that's who you really are. You can run, you can hide, but you're never going to change your value. You can be around people or live in a city or a culture or a family or a job or a church that may try to devalue you and beat you down and make you think you're something that you're not, but you're valued. And that's my job. But now how do we change that picture? Well, the first thing is you can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last chapter. We have to change. We have to, new book, new chapter, blank pages. Let's ready to get started, okay? So, That was you one time. Right? That was you, right? I had to put this one in. That was cute. That was it right there. Do you remember you when you were that young? Remember pictures of that? That's you. Look at that. Look at this one, you know? We all come out like this. My question is, what's happened over the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years? What happened to us? I don't know. How about this picture? What did you want to be when you were little? Or let me say it this way. What did you want to be when you thought you could be anything you wanted to be until someone told you you couldn't? What was your dreams? What was the picture of yourself growing up? So my question is, okay, you had a picture of yourself. When did that picture become the main picture? This is heady stuff now. And when did you have a picture of this? At what age did it switch? What age did it flip? Meaning, okay, I wanted to be a professional baseball player. I wanted to be into football. I wanted to be a married mom with lots of children that all loved and adored me, that made their beds on time and all those other things, right? So that was your picture of you growing up, but when did that picture flip? Well, it was when my mom died, or my dad died, or my dog died, or a teacher told me I was no good. It's like, when did that picture change? Or has that picture ever changed? You just can't believe it's taken as long as you thought, longer than you thought it was. Make sense so far? So if we have to go back and find that old picture of yourself, then go back through your mom's old stuff, your dad's old boxes of pictures, and if you're like me, I have all the cards and all the drawings and stuff, go back and find those. But who were you? When you knew there's nothing you couldn't do. That was a vision you had, right? And when you thought you were Superman or whatever you could do. And so we went from there to here, and then something along the way just happened. I don't know. We gave up. We lost hope. We told we couldn't. We had to go get a real job and begin to live in the real world, right? I don't know. I don't know. But again, what is your value? What does God say He created you to be? What were His plans for you? Again, not church, but if you want to be successful, we need to start giving credit where credit's due and start asking the right questions. Okay? So here's some questions. What did you want to be? Okay, so at your age right now, right? What did you see yourself doing? At 20, at 30, at 40, at 50, at 60, at 70? Are you doing the very thing today that you saw yourself in your picture doing? If you are, then that's success. If you're not, then it's time to call a time out and to begin to go to work on that. Make sense? Is this making sense, or is just me gets this crazy stuff? Okay, good. Yeah, but if we don't change the picture, then we can't bring our actions and our lives into alignment. So I would encourage you today, even if it's a line, smiley face emoji, how you say it? Find your favorite emoji. Let me talk really quick. Let me be really cool. Find your favorite. No, don't make it the poopy one, right? The poop one. Who are you, the brownie one? Is that you said? Somebody came and said, no, this is a brownie. I go, no, I called it brownie last week. And someone said, no, it's poop. So, all right. So pick your favorite emoji, and go with that. That's you, right? Find one. Don't draw a picture, just on your phone, whatever it is. Mine right now is the one with the glasses that smiles. I like that one right now. And rewrite your life. Put it on your text or your email when your signature. That's me. That's the new me. Because here's the thing. I had been in practice probably 15 or 20 years. I've been in practice now 25 years. And I really stopped one day and I said, time out. The last 20 years, those were hard. Those were really hard. I mean, married, kids, debt, paying it off, trying to just get your head back above water, right? Because you know that, I forget the statistics is, but in chiropractic, your first year, if you don't do it right, can literally set you back 10 to 15 years of trying to pay off or get caught back up. Because you have to start off right on the right foot. And same thing with business, same with life, things like that too. So it really, you have to get caught back up. So I said, if the next 20 years are like the last 20 years, time out, I'm done. Let me just stop this. But you remember when you could change your whole life in a weekend? I mean, you could rearrange your whole house. You could just put everything in a bag and just move, right? Well, now it's like a Titanic. If I want to change my whole life, it's like it could take a years or 2 or 5, it might make it, to get things kind of. So now it's like, okay, I can't change my life by tomorrow, but can I start doing things different today so that in 30 days, in 90 days, in a year, in 5 years, some of you, I say you should go to chiropractic college. Oh, I can never. Well, where do you want to be in 5 years? You're 25, you're 30 years old now. Where do you want to be when you're 40? Why do I want to be over there? Well, then go do it. Don't base life on where you are right now. Where do I want to be in 10 years? Start doing that. Because if you don't start now, you'll never get there. So it may take time. Oh, Dr. Joe, I just want it now. You know what? It may take time. But I guarantee you 5 years can be like this. And you can be there if you start changing your picture. So get a new emoji, right? So see yourself doing. And again, where's that person today? Those pictures you had of yourself, where are they at today? Have they died? Have you had a funeral? Are they kind of been shoved away somewhere when you're only by yourself in the mirror singing? And did someone tell you that you couldn't do that? I don't know. Even well-meaning people tell their kids about the real world. And I don't know. They belong to God too. And we're praying for them to be champions and be leaders. And God's like, oh, you want me to do it your way? No, it doesn't work that way. I'm going to do it my way. So just thank you very much. Right? So did someone tell you couldn't? And so it's time to start thinking for yourself again. It's time to start thinking for yourself. Okay? Everybody put their hand on their heart. Everybody put their hand on their heart. Thank you. Repeat after me. I. State your name.
Julie.
I just can't stop someday. I get on a roll. Right? Promise myself that I will start thinking for myself. Okay, very good. Because here's what happens. You'll go to a seminar, you'll make promises, and your subconscious goes, you're not going to keep that. So sometimes you have to tell yourself, I'm sorry for making promises that you knew I wouldn't keep anyways. And if you know what I'm talking about, you're like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, right? I've sat in this parking lot going, okay, we're going to, and my subconscious is going, yeah, right. So we're going to start thinking for ourselves. Taking in all the wisdom, reading books, listening to people, listening to pastors and friends and leadership, taking in wisdom, but when it comes time to what I'm going to do, I want you to start thinking for yourself because you're the one God's talking to. You're the one God's directing and leading. Stop letting others think for you. Start thinking for yourself because that may be a reason why the picture's not where it should be. Okay? And again, I know this is kind of heady, but just watch this video over and over again, start chewing on it and going, oh, now I get it. I need to think for myself. Okay. And I've talked to people who've been through training and they were taught to stop thinking for themselves and just obey the system, just obey the process, right? And they lost themselves in the journey. They lost themselves because they stopped thinking for themselves. I don't have a problem with you learning something brand new and doing it exactly and copying it the way success is. But don't lose yourself in the process. Does that make sense? Still be you. Still have your moves. Still have your way of doing things that will set the world on fire, okay? Now, how do we do that? Well, let's say, unfortunately, but you die today, okay? And your spouse has to now give up and do a 5-minute eulogy of you. Well, what do you want them to say about you? Some of us are like, oh, crap. Okay, who cares? I'm dead, right? Well, okay. You got to care, right? You got to care. Julie's like, I don't care. I'm dead. Say what you want to say, right? But the reality of it is that how do you want to know a life well lived is that your funeral, what does your family say about you? Because that's important to me. What do I want my wife to say about me? A great, a big heart. No, what do you want your children to say about you? What do you want your friends to say about you? What do you want your coworkers to say about you? And I get it, so everybody's like, who cares what they, Well, the whole point, you're blowing the exercise. The whole point of exercise is that if you start with the end in mind and then work back, then you can begin to kind of see where that is, right? It's like a great movie. All the directors, they shoot the end first, and then they all just work it back from there, okay? So that's a great thing of like, well, I don't know how to draw a picture. I don't know. Well, when you come to the end of your day, of your life, and you go off to heaven, what do you want that picture to, what do you want to have accomplished? What do you want that picture to look like? What do you want to have done, okay? And you can be, it's not selfish. It's okay, because I think the more you are happier and the more you get what you want, the more people are going to be blessed, right? Okay? So it's okay to draw that picture. Then you see that, then that may be the new picture. Well, I want them to say this, this, and this, this, and that. Okay, great. So then who do I have to become? What do I have to do? What do I have to change to make that picture happen? Okay, and that's where you begin to go to work. And that's what all the workshops I do, everything I provide to you is making that happen for you. And having the health and the energy and the give a darn to pull it off, right? That's what health's all about, okay? So again, will that new picture of you be enough for you to put the donut down? Let's talk about this for a second, okay? Dr. Joe, you don't understand. It's so hard to get in here to get adjusted. Wrong picture. I can just tell you, I'm just too busy, right? Hey, I had people drove in probably 60 miles today to get here in the snow. We're here at 7 o'clock. They have a different picture than the person who's just too busy to come 5 minutes to get adjusted. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the picture. Does it make them a bad person? No, it's just your picture. You choose. They have a better picture. They see the value of getting healthy, that getting their nervous system turned on is going to help them have a better life. So they value themselves enough, their picture, to act in alignment with that. So I'm not crazy with how I live my life. I have a good picture. Therefore, I get up at 4:20 in the morning because that's what my picture says I need to do. I do find food that is my friend because that goes along with my picture. I get adjusted. Everything I do in my life is not because I'm psycho. It's because I have a picture. I understand what it takes to make that picture happen and happy. Therefore, I bring my life. Because the hardest thing is to say, oh, I have this picture, but I keep doing things to sabotage it. That's what frustration's all about. That's what depression's about. When you know what's possible for your life and you choose to keep acting in a way that's not. That's crazy. That's depression. So we have to surrender to that picture that God's put in our heart, those desires of our heart, and saying sometimes it's just surrendering. The first step is saying, fine, all right, my way's not working. Because there's my way of making that picture happen, and then there's God's way, okay? God's way is better. It may take longer sometimes, but it works better too, okay? So, saying I want to lose 30 pounds may not make you put the donut down once you lose the 30 pounds because you haven't changed the picture. But putting the donut down, taking a vacation, spending money differently, working out consistently, going to bed on time, getting up on time, making your adjustments, doing your spinal rehab at home, brushing your spine, being a positive person, being happy to be around, will all become consistently and will all begin to happen for you if you change the picture. You see what I'm saying? Because now all your behavior is now in alignment with your thinking. Thoughts, words, behavior, actions, consistent living. But it all starts with the thought first. So we have to change your thinking. But if you don't change your picture, then your thinking will be in alignment with the picture. So will your words, then so will your actions, and so will your life be. And you can turn this thing around really fast, but it's really, really hard if you don't change the picture. How do I change the picture? Well, what do you want people to about you? What do you want this world to be like when you leave and go to heaven? Well, okay, I want this. Fine, start there. Now, is it okay if your picture changes as you get older? Yeah, it's going to change. It's going to change. And that's okay. And that's okay. But again, I'm just so busy. Well, Are you busy to just be busy? To drown out the noise of the bad picture that you don't want to face? Or are you busy making that picture happen? See, I'm busy. I work. I have fun. I enjoy it, but I'm making the picture happen. So I'm not a workaholic. I just realize I only have so much time on this earth, and I'm trying to make it. But and that's why I do what I do, right? So, now, war plan. Everybody say war plan.
War plan.
War plan is once you have the big why. What's your big why, right? Your big why. Well, a big why is only a big why if it makes you put the donut down and say no thank you. The big why is only a big why if it makes you get up on time consistently to go do your workout, to go pray, to go read the Bible, to spend time with your children, to make breakfast, whatever it is that you know you need to do, but you just can't consistently do because it's just, well, again, the big why makes you do it, even if you don't feel like it. I don't feel like waking up at 4:20 in the morning, trust me. I don't. Out of 5 days of the week, maybe one day I wake up and go, oh, it's a good day. The rest of it's like, get moving, let's go, because this is not going to happen by itself. And if you want that, and you know you really want that to happen, then you got to show up. You got to get moving. You got to get after it. That's where discipline comes in, right? Making the picture happen. But again, just what, and you only know in your heart. I'll start tomorrow. Don't it? I'll get to it later. Don't it? It's my metaphor. Then you're big enough why. If somebody says, well, your child has cancer and you have to completely get rid of sugar out of your house, you might do it, but then again, you might not if you don't believe that changing sugar is going to help your child. It all depends on where it's at, right? You have to change your own picture. So war planning now is saying, okay, what am I going to do today? How am I going to spend every minute making this picture now begin to come true? What's today have to look like? What time do I need to get up? What am I going to eat? When am I going to exercise? When am I going to get adjusted? When am I going to take my nutrition? When am I going to love on my family? When am I going to take vacations with my family? It's called the war plan. You just can't wing the picture. Oh, it'll happen someday. God will take care of it. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, and God will change me. No, we have to start taking action steps, right? With training, right? You go to a camp, you learn some new ways. Now you have to start training like gold medalists, like the way it works. So we call it a war plan. And again, telling every day what it's going to look like before it gets there. Then, 30 days, how's it going? Do I need to change anything? 3 months now, 90 days, you start seeing some changes. Whether it's weight loss or whether things are going, right? Some things may take time though, right? And be okay with that. But again, if your actions are now getting in alignment with who the person you want to become, eventually you're going to get there. If I give you a map and tell you how to get to Kansas City, you take I-70 east, right? Whether your car goes 5 miles an hour or 100 miles an hour. I'm not here to argue with that because life can get in the way. But as long as you stay on I-70 and you keep going east, you're going to get there, right? You got the right map now. You say what you say? You fall asleep, yeah. But you'll have the right map. Some of you are trying to get to Kansas City and you have a map of California. And you're frustrated. So let's give you the right map, the right picture of your life. However metaphorically you need to think of it, right? And then one day at a time map, and now here's the thing. Well, I'll be happy when I get to Kansas City. Nope. That's where it doesn't work that way. I'm going to enjoy driving through Lyman today. And then Wellington, I don't know. It's been a long time. Brush. I'm going to enjoy Brush today. Oh, look at nice. We're in what's the town where Mrs. Penny used to live? Bennett. No, look at Bennett. What a nice, you got to enjoy the Bennett. You got to enjoy the Brush. Not if anybody watching, we love Bennett, we love Brush. It's okay. But you got to enjoy each day.
They're not on I-70.
You can't say that, oh, I'll be happy when I win the gold medal. Because guess what? Even if you win the gold medal and you didn't change the picture, now you're psychotic. I'll just tell you. It's just crazy. Because you're like, crap, that didn't fulfill me, right? You ever try to achieve a goal and you actually hit it? And you realize, they say this, that you try to climb the ladder of success. And you get to the top and you realize it was leaning against the wrong building. You ever heard that before? I got a million of those leadership analogies. But the thing is, you have to enjoy the journey. Because that's what life's really all about. It's enjoying it. Because now you have the right map. Let's say you have a good enough map. right? You no longer have a sabotaging map. Now you have a good map. And yeah, you're going to lose the weight. You're going to feel better. You're going to have more energy. You're going to be more fun to live with. Good things are going to begin to happen one day at a time. Now here's the thing. You have to look for it though. You have to give yourself kudos. It was a good day. You have to tell yourself, when you're laying in bed at night, what's the 5 things that went well today? Well, I didn't get in a car accident. Good. Okay. I got adjusted today. Good. I brushed my teeth today. Good. You have to start filling yourself up with positive feedback. Just to share with you, I get up in the morning, you know the first thing that I think about is if I had made any mistakes on my nutrition, it's the first thing comes to thought, oh, you shouldn't have had that yesterday. And I'm like, listen, it was delicious. You enjoyed it. You're fine. Let it go. Quit beating yourself up. You have to talk to yourself. It's helpful, right? You say, no, this is where we're going, self. We're not going back there. We're going this way. So again, enjoy each day, because here's the thing. What you think and the picture, because you're like, oh, Dr. Joe, this is all psycho babble, blah, 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 you know. No, I'm telling you, as a man or woman or child thinks in their heart, they are. They become. And you can't change them. I mean, you know what I'm talking about? We all know somebody else, right? No matter how much we try to help them, they just won't change. You know why? Because they haven't changed the picture yet. You haven't given them a new picture. You haven't given permission to have a better picture. You haven't helped them achieve what even that person even looks like, right? So watch this here about how powerful your thought process is, and then we'll wrap this up.
But we also know this. Now, we're looking into cancer and issues like that. And the significance is, while they always were looking for cancer genes, like the original DNA, to be defective, they've never really found any cancer genes. But here's what they found, that up to 200 different genes in a cancer cell, the output product can be altered even though the gene itself is not altered. And that's how epigenetic works. So the interesting thing is, yes, from every absolute appearance, these are totally cancer cells, and they are. But if you look at the genome, it turns out that the cancer is derived from epigenetic control and not from an actual defective gene in the organism. So basically, in both these cases, it says that while we've always focused on the blueprint, the gene blueprint, as the source of our problems, now it's shifting to the source of the problem is the readout of the blueprint, which is then controlled by epigenetics. And so then how does this relate to humans? Well, the biggest thing it relates to humans is, for example, in placebo effects, where the belief of the person will change the expression, the genetic expression, so that even to the case of what you might call a spontaneous remission, which is almost inevitably tied to somebody have a profound change in their perception or belief about life, leading to that. So we're finding that epigenetics can be responsible for diseases, but it also, through a concept called the placebo effect, epigenetics can also be responsible for healing.
Mm-hmm. It's a very powerful healing modality, and I'm wondering if you, in your understanding and review of the research and personal experience, believe that there's any specific restrictions or limitations of the technology. I mean, are there any absolutes that you can think that might limit how you can use that?
Well, and this is hard for me to say coming from the allopathic conventional world of life. No, I don't think there are limitations. The only limitations, I believe, are on the environmental fields, which influence the perceptions. And as a result, then other people's beliefs and attitudes around you are part of what you are perceiving. And since perception controls epigenetics, then our philosophy, our cultural things that are going on around us, the beliefs of others, also then become part of that field, which then can control epigenetics, and it could totally impact what you can do. And now I can take one further step of weirdness from an allopathic scientist and go like this and say, look, I wasn't even raised in the Christian tradition, right? But the reality is when Jesus actually said you could renew your life with your beliefs, this now in an understanding of epigenetics is actually profoundly true. This is exactly how it works. And it was interesting because he used to come off with a phrase something like you see me do all these miracles, but you can do them maybe even better than I can do them, but you don't believe in it, which again is the epigenetics. But why I was bringing this up is an important instructional part of that same storyline, and it goes like this, and I have to paraphrase it, not being a religiously trained person, but essentially Jesus could not do miracles in his own hometown. And the relevance about, what was he different than if he was in this town or this town? Why couldn't he do the miracles in his own hometown? And the answer is because the field of energy in his own hometown was that the people that saw him grow up had no belief in him being able to do this. And then why that becomes important is, look, if Jesus did all the miracles and recognized the place he couldn't do the miracles was where people didn't believe in him. Mm-hmm. And so all of a sudden you start to realize, belief can heal you, but the beliefs around you from other people can also influence your ability to express your own beliefs. So it becomes important to recognize what are our limitations, and I think our greatest limitations are the inherent cultural beliefs that we buy into because everyone around us is sharing these beliefs. It's sort of a Rupert Sheldrake, the biologist, New Science of Life, morphogenic fields. That's what it's all about. Beliefs are energy fields, and as such are really influential in shaping our expression. Isn't it amusing how many people actually get well on the way to the doctor? And what this really represents is you are innately able to heal yourself unless your perception says you can't. And since perception controls biology, then as Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. And we have to understand this because, and it's interesting because there's actually a word to describe this in the medical field, and we don't talk about it in the public a lot. Well, we talk about the word placebo, which means a positive thought can heal you even if I just give you a sugar pill. As long as you think this is what's going to make it work, you will get healed. And obviously it wasn't a pill, it was just a sugar pill. That's the positive consequence of a thought in a placebo effect. And yet science also recognizes but does not talk to people about what is called the nocebo effect. The nocebo effect is when you actually have a belief that is a negative belief. And it turns out that these negative beliefs can not only make you sick, these negative beliefs can kill you. And that's an established understanding of the nocebo effect. And really what the point was this, is that your perceptions or your beliefs are powerful in either direction and equally powerful, meaning as much as a positive thought can be very effective to heal you, when we call it a placebo, a negative thought can make you sick or kill you, nocebo. It's the power of thought that was involved, and therefore if you think you are powerless, then that thought manifests, and then all of a sudden we are victims. And this is an unfortunate situation because it is a programming of victimization. There's been history and years of histories of people healing themselves that conventional medicine even denies, and it's right in front of their face. And the reality is because if you own it, then you have to say, well, if it works, why can't I use it? And that becomes the problem because basically we've discounted forever the concept of mind and belief because we bought into the concept of genes. And so then you say, oh, no, it had nothing to do with you. It had to do with your genes. It's like, no, the new science has everything to do with your belief.
That's why we went back to, as a child, what were your beliefs? The world is wide open to you. You believe that 30 was really old. But your beliefs, and then culture somehow influenced you and changed your beliefs. So it's about culture. And like they said here, it's really your beliefs. That's where it starts for good, or that's where it starts for bad. So the picture of you, if it's a good picture, will create good results. It's your beliefs. If it's a negative picture, like this is always going to be the same, it's never going to change, and that's your picture, then you will, like Henry Ford said, whatever you think. If you think you can, you can't, you're exactly right. And so that's why I really want you to get from today is a new picture of yourself. Or understand that there can be a new picture of yourself, okay? Maybe we're not ready, because there's a lot of healing needs to take place. There's a lot of feeling I need to love myself. I need to receive love. I need to be okay. But again, you're a $20 bill, right? No matter what. That's what God says you are. You want to argue with him about it? Fine, take it up with him, okay? Don't argue with me about it. So I understand it, but understanding every time you do something that we teach here, especially getting adjusted, that's affecting you physically, emotionally, mentally, your beliefs. I mean, I adjust people over the last 25 years. All of a sudden they said, I'm just going to quit smoking. It's like the light bulb goes on because we've removed the interference. So that's the power of the adjustment, is it tapping into all these things to help you change the picture. But then, like you said, once you change your picture, you almost kind of got a life fight. Because let's say you come to this workshop, okay, I got a new picture, but then you go back home. Oh, crap. Now, am I going to keep my picture, which may not be very popular, or am I going to try to encourage others then to change their picture? So you hear me say things like, okay, I'm not going to get you green grass and send you back into a brown grass house, because it's going to be a lot harder for you to stay green grass living in that brown grass environment. And you can't get rid of them. You can't go through a divorce. That's not the answer. It's let's get everybody healthy and get the whole family with their picture. When we go on vacations, I probably don't do the best job, or we try to schedule times, right? Or I buy all these books here, you need to read, or I send them things to help them create a new picture for themselves. And the number one picture, as I'm saying this right now, is that you are loved. God loves you, first of all. You can take that to the bank, all right? And as far as my children and team, your parents love you very much too. You can take that to the bank, right? And maybe I can't say that for you, I don't know, but it's like, that's okay. God loves you, that may be all you have. If you don't like yourself, quit depending on others to like you to feel good, because maybe you get to like yourself first, right? So, now from that, then you have you become green grass, you change your picture, you become more loving in the family, then your friends, people on your cell phone, are they going to add to your picture of being green grass, or are they going to add to your picture of brown grass? Maybe your action steps that we just don't text or call them as much because they're not adding to you getting healthy, getting your picture back to where it's supposed to be. Make sense? Because it's all about your beliefs. So, I like God, but there's reasons why I am. I'm not a spiritual person. God tells me who I am, and when the whole world says I'm not, He still says I am. So I choose to follow that. So let's say you have you say, well, this is just impossible. Really? God says all things are possible. He's been saying it for a long time. And so far, all these, what God says, have been proven the test of time. You may say, well, I'm just too tired. And God's like, that's okay. I'll give you rest. Because that real picture of you is my idea. And I'll give you everything you need to make that happen if you'll just do it my way and come in alignment with me. Nobody really loves me. Well, I love you. We love you here. God loves you. Well, so what? Well, let's start there, okay? Let's just start with that, okay? I can't go on. I get that. But guess what? God says, my grace is sufficient. And sometimes it's like, if you picture a river that's flowing, and we're hanging onto the rock, that's not grace. Grace is just simply picking your feet and your arms up and letting God just take you where He wants you to be. That's called trust. That's a whole nother workshop. How about, I can't figure this out? God's like, I'll direct your steps, don't worry. I'll take care of you. I can't do it. God says, oh no, you can do all things if you do it with me. I'm not able. God's like, it's okay, I'm able. I'm really good at that. I'm really smart at this situation. You have a problem? Guess what? I invented it. I know how to fix it. Just come to me and I'll show you. That's what God says. It's not worth it. And God says, oh, it'll be worth it. You think wasting your time with that one person, no one's going to know, it's so insignificant. God's like, no, I'm watching. I'm seeing how you behave and deal with this one little thing before I give you everything you want. It's one thing at a time, okay? I can't forgive myself. God's like, that's okay, I forgive you. I'm afraid. I have not given you a spirit of fear. Sometimes when I hear things from my children or from my patients, I go, who told you that? Where did that thought come from? Well, I'm like, no. What? And again, $20 bill. Well, what does God say about this situation? You know? I'm always worried and frustrated. God's like, that's okay. Give it to me. Cast your cares upon me. I'm not smart enough. God's like, that's okay. I know. That's what He tells me. That's why you need me. Hello. But I'll give you wisdom. Whether it's to figure out a move for an opponent, whether it's to figure out the Rubik's Cube, whatever it is. God will give you wisdom, right? I feel all alone. God says, I'll never leave you or forsake you. I'll never leave you or forsake you. And the last thing is, I can't manage. And God says, I will supply all your needs. And he promises that. He promises to supply all your needs. And so again, changing the picture is really what it's all about. And so what if you don't make it? What if you don't reach that goal or dream? Well, at least you enjoyed the journey. At least you became a person that tried. At least you might have lost the weight in the process, or became happy, or you kicked that disease and you enjoyed your life, so that at the end of the life, the people who knew you the most said, we're going to miss them. They were amazing. We loved them. They had a great life. And your love and your peace goes on, right? So at least if you don't make it, you'll still be a better person and have a better life, right? What if you do make it? What if the report is good? I'm going to the doctor. I'm like, well, it could be good report. It's never good. Well, it could be. I have this pain. That could be a good thing. Your body's healing. Isn't it what you want? Yeah, but it hurts. I understand. But it's healing. Okay? And personally, at my funeral, if you all just stood up and said that Dr. Avery loved me and he helped me and this showed me how to love and help others, then I'd say it's a good day. I say it's a good day. So, your health is our mission. My health's my mission too, but your health is your mission. I encourage you. This vision stuff can get kind of heady. I understand that. But it's all about, what emoji do you want for your life to represent you? And focus on that. Become that person. Well, I don't have time. What are you spending your time doing right now? How's that working for you, right? I encourage you that in the months and the years that follow, that's why I'm here to help you. I'm here to give you the action steps. Take your belief, make it a good one. Now, how do you act to make that happen? What are the action steps? Getting healthy. All those things all come into play, all right? So, make a good picture. Let's start taking action steps to make that picture happen. And I'll tell you, a year from now, you'll say it was an amazing 2017. All right? God bless you all. Have a good day. Thank you for coming.